Welcome back, dear children. I hope you all are safe and healthy. Today, let's begin with Chapter 10, Stars and the Solar System. By the end of this chapter, you will be able to understand the phases of moon, explain the reason for changes in the shape of the moon, list the features of moon's surface, explain the reasons for the occurrence of eclipse, discuss about the behavior of the stars, explain the features of solar system, differentiate between the celestial objects, understand the shape and rotation of the earth. We know that many celestial objects, astronomical objects like sun, moon, stars move in the sky. The sun changes its place from morning to evening. We observe stars during the night but not in the morning, and also the shape of moon changes daily. Do you know why these celestial objects move? Why we don't see the same stars during summer and winter? How can moon change its shape? Let's find out the answers to these questions in this chapter. Introduction to celestial objects. We see the sunrise and sunset daily, and every one of us must be fascinated by the view of the sky during the night. We notice that these celestial objects move and change their position day to day. Elderly people around us seem to know a lot of things. They can tell the time of the day simply by looking at the shadows of the people. It is very interesting to know how our ancestors understood about what they observed and also about the celestial bodies in the sky without instruments like telescopes. They made these observations from the earth, but not from any other point in the sky. Observing the changes in the length of shadow. The activity is to be carried out on a day when the sky is clear. The time for performing the activity is between 9 in the morning and 4 in the evening. Select a spot in the open ground where we can have sunlight throughout the day. Ensure that there are no trees and buildings near the spot that cast a shadow upon it during the period of the experiment. The selected spot should be as flat as possible, like a school ground. Take a stick of length a little greater than 1 meter. Fix the stick on the ground such that 1 meter of stick remains above the surface of the ground. Build a fence around the stick to keep the people away from it. Observe the shadow of the stick at 9 in the morning. Make a mark with a nail or a peg at the point where the tip of the shadow falls on the ground. Make the observations for every half an hour throughout the day till 4 in the evening. Use a clock to fix the time for making the observations. Out of all observations, the shadow of the stick will be on itself at 12 noon. The longest length of shadow will be at 9 am and 4 pm. The shortest shadow cast by a vertical object on the ground always falls in the north-south directions. The time at which the shortest shadow occurs is called the local noon time at that place. The nails or pegs fixed on the ground for every observation give the information that the sun changes its position in the sky in the direction of north to south. Repeat the activity on the next day and observe whether the shadow of the stick falls at the same spots at the same time as the previous day. 2 weeks later, when we repeat the experiment once again, the shadows of stick do not fall on the same position. This is because of the change in the position of the sun in the sky during the day. If we repeat the same activity for an entire year, we notice that the position of sun changes from day to day. That is, the position of the sun at 10 am today will be different from its positions 2 weeks later at the same time. If we choose a particular time every week and mark the position of the sun with a nail at that time, it is possible to build a calendar for the full year. This calendar can be used for the following year to figure out the dates.